Hello, and welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I am Jen.
Amanda.
Kathleen.
And we're the team behind Yarnia, Montclair's local yarn store. Sorry, I'm a little punchy today. This is a podcast all about knitting and crochet and yarn stuff, count and cross stitch, needlepoints. Not everything is featured in every episode.
No, definitely not.
But usually knitting and crochet for sure.
Knitting and crochet for sure, and we digress a lot. So, yay, welcome. It's good to see you guys. You know, metaphorically. You see us, we don't see you.
But we hear you in the comments.
We see you in the comments, and we love to read the comments, guys. Thank you so much for all the commenting and whatnot.
We had a lot of comments on the last episode, which was fun to hear about, you know, who was planning to go to Rhinebeck, who was not, what people were doing, you know, otherwise in celebration, as we said. But, you know, just hearing about your knitting plans and adventures.
Yeah. So it was such a beautiful weekend.
Oh my gosh.
It was such amazing weather. It was so nice. Yeah. It was like cool enough to wear hand knits, but not so cold that you wanted a jacket over it.
Right.
And even when it was getting a little warm, I just did the old push up the sleeves.
Oh, perfect. Oh, there you go.
That's good.
Well, and wool is definitely not as like trapping heat.
That's true.
It self-adjusts. Self-adjusts.
Yep. Yeah. I wore my hand knits as well because I went to...
It's a loud car.
I went pumpkin patch with the kiddos on Sunday.
Yay.
So
we have yet to do that.
Which one do you go to?
Farms View, Roadstand, and Wayne.
Oh, good. So not even that far.
Super close. There's no apple picking. There's no corn maze. So you're like... And
you just go get a pumpkin.
You go, you get a pumpkin, you get your mums. I got mine. And then you buy your hayride ticket in the same line.
Oh, I like
Very efficient. I like this. This has been well scoped.
There was no line for the hayride, so we just like got on, did our hayride, took a bunch of pictures. They take you to the pumpkin patch. Each kid gets their pumpkin, and you get an apple as a snack on the hayride.
Cute.
Yeah, and
very
then
nice.
Come back. We went through like the little, what do you call it? Farmer's market.
Okay.
So the kids got apple cider donuts and like a gallon and a half of apple cider to come home. Also I got one of the...
What's the name of this place again?
Farms View Roadstand.
All right.
Farms View Farmer's Market or whatever.
All right. And it's in Wayne.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll put a link down below. I love it. It's like... I feel like... Because I love Whiteman's Farm too, which is like... There are police presence there because the traffic needs to be controlled.
It's so crazy.
It's really a zoo.
There are a few like that. I remember when Haley was younger, we used to do those kind of things.
I think it's great for bigger kids because you can be like, hey, I'm going to do the corn maze, right? Like, I'll text you when I'm done.
You're like, see ya, have
fun.
You're not going to do it with 10 and unders.
No. And there's apple picking, too. I don't know if you've ever been apple picking, but you pay at the end by weight. $80 later, when you have more apples than you can possibly bake into pies.
Yeah.
Yes, because kids want to, they want to pick apples. They want to fill their bag. Of course they do.
Right.
And they cost a lot.
Who gets more.
Yeah.
So, with this one, and it's like a 3-hour tour then, when you go to Whiteman's, which I had Teddy. It was me and the kids.
So you were going to make 3 hours.
I'll put a picture in. Yes. Yeah. So, an hour and a half we were home.
See, I just don't go.
No, it was perfect.
It's a fun fall activity.
We used to take, when Max was little, we used to take and go apple picking or like do a pumpkin patch thing. And then 2 years in a row, I got stung by yellow jackets.
Nope.
Oh, no.
And I said, I'm not doing this thing anymore. And then honestly, I was like, everybody's miserable. Like, it's not, I will buy apple cider donuts some other time.
Because they are available more places now. That's one thing.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be kind of such an exclusive thing.
Farms View used to, because I've been going there for years because I've got kids from like 22 almost 2. But they used to have apple cider, like after you get off the hayride, which brings the yellow jackets.
That's where how I got stung.
Yep.
Now they don't do that anymore. They just have an apple,
which is smarter.
Which honestly, people just like toss it off and whatever. It self-composts, I'm sure.
Right. It's a farm. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely less.
There are no yellow jackets.
Well, see, that's better.
I was so like there's. Yeah, you can't do it.
I get so, and I think part of it is also, I'm originally from Montvale, which is right by Hillsdale, which is where Demarest Farms is.
Oh, Demarest Farms.
Which is
that was where Gene used to go for lunch sometimes when he worked at Hertz.
Yes. Yeah. The number of times that I have been there, like, just, you know, my mom goes, less to Demarest Farms and more to DePiero's, which is closer and in Montvale, goes to, like, the farm stand and, like, gets her vegetables, right? That's where you got, where we would go. And the number of times you'd overhear someone being like, oh my God, we're in the country. I'm like, y'all, you are not in the country when the national headquarters for Volvo and BMW and like at the time,
and Hertz at the time.
And Hertz. Yeah, I'm like, you are 2 minutes away from, like, I could throw
major industry.
I could throw this apple and I would hit IBM headquarters.
Somebody's corporate headquarters, right?
So, like, yeah, it's not really the country. So, like, I mean, I think that's just my, like, salty fall bridge.
Yeah. It's the burbs.
So, currently...
I like pictures of the kids. Like, that's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Kid picture with pumpkins.
Mm-hmm. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's fun.
We do... Jonathan will take them to... He's got the timing down now. He'll take them this coming weekend to go get pumpkins.
Right.
And then they will do elaborate carving that I have no part in
I love the carving too.
I hate the carving more than life itself.
Wow, I'm surprised because you're so crafty.
It seems like
because but I'm also controlling.
Oh well, I do the carving.
Oh no,
everybody just picks out the designs and maybe punches the holes for like me to do the carving.
Oh no, they're carving. They're carving.
Actually, Abby did her own pumpkin. Abby got a ginormous pumpkin this year. And she won't even be home for Halloween.
Oh no, where is she?
Well, we're going to Orlando.
Oh, right, yes.
So Abby and I are in the Fred Astaire National Dance Competition, which is on Monday of Halloween. So we're going to be in Orlando. We're not even going to be home.
Are you going to Disney for do like Halloween?
The in-between?
Yeah,
Halloween
we're going.
Stuff?
So I have a professional conference the week before, and then we're doing. The kids are coming down. We're doing Disney, and then Abby's staying with me. We're doing National Dance Comp. So I'm going to be in Orlando for 2 weeks. Which means the next podcast I'll be filming from Orlando, and I have to edit it from Orlando too. Ooh. I have to take my hard drive with me and like all my editing gear.
Does that mean we need to figure out how to get the stuff off of that camera to you?
No, you're gonna have to do it by phone.
Okay, we'll do it on my phone.
Okay.
I have to take the camera.
Yeah, you gotta take
my camera to take dance pictures.
That's true. You have to take your camera.
We can do it. It'll be like Vlogmas.
It'll be a little test for me and Kathleen.
We can do it.
And Amanda will just be like shaking her head.
We need to learn how to set up the light, though. That's what we're really not
good at. Yeah. I will say we can figure out how to set up the camera, but the light is really like. We're like,
baffling.
I don't know what goes.
We can ask Gene to come over. He's available now.
We'll make Gene do it. So, one thing that we neglected to talk about earlier,
in the very beginning, where we usually do our around town, we were talking about some fall activities. The Montclair Film Festival is coming.
Yes, coming here, October 21st to October 30th.
So by the time the podcast is out, it will have already started.
Yes.
If you're local, we've got the catalogs right here in the store. We are an advertiser this year. Let me see. I think we're on page 140.
Excellent.
I think. And we are participating in the PIN program as well. So that means if you are going to any of the films, grab one of their pins.
And then when you go shopping, the participants of the PIN program, oh my god, that's a lot of P's.
It is.
The participants of the PIN program, show them your PIN.
Yep, have some kind of giveaway or discount or special offer for people who are going to the film festival. So we do have a thing.
We have something. I
can say what our something is.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It's our measuring tape.
Oh,
it's our measuring tape because who doesn't like a measuring tape?
Everybody needs a measuring tape, whether you're a knitter, crocheter, or not.
Mm-hmm. And then look at all these PIN program people. Well, you probably can't see it from here, but on this particular page, because it's the retail page, that makes sense.
Yeah,
restaurants, retail, so. But
the Montclair Film Festival is really great. It's a local film festival, and they have some amazing programming this year, including The Whale, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which I cannot wait to see. I loved the first Knives Out, and I love Rand Johnson. And then there's also a whole bunch. There's a ton of other programming. Ton of other movies around that you can go see around town. It's really awesome, and definitely it's something to check out the schedule. There's still a lot of tickets available for a lot of things. I think some things are, in fact, sold out. I'm sure some things are sold out.
Well, and if you're localish and you're interested, that's a great reason to join the film festival as a member. Absolutely. Because then you get your tickets early before they go on sale to the general public.
Yeah, I think one of the ones that's sold out, but I was looking at tickets for, but I missed, was the closing night film, As She Said, which is the story of the New York Times reporters who broke the Me Too story. And there's a whole conversation with the journalists afterwards as well. But there's like documentary shorts. There's New Jersey film competition. There's a ton of stuff.
Good fall activity.
It really is. So check it out. Sorry, I got distracted looking at things. I was like, "Ooh, look at that one! It looks really good." I love the
cover this year too. I think it's so fun.
I think it's such a fun cover. I wonder who did the illustration.
Yeah, it must be. It's probably noted in there somewhere.
It is Tracy somebody. I'm like, I can't read that small. So yeah, check out the film festival. It's always a good time, and it's definitely worth being a member and supporting the Montclair Film Festival. They do a lot of stuff over the rest of the year as well.
Absolutely, yeah. They're
classes,
free summer movies and things like that.
Yeah,
so
super fun.
That's how that all happens.
It's great.
All right, so we just popped in with that little bit.
And now we're popping out.
And now we'll pop out again. Back to our regular programming.
There you go. I was going to say, speaking of around town, because we've already delved a little bit into around town with the apple picking, my little one's birthday is coming up, so we have been on birthday watch and also Halloween costume making, which again, I am not doing. I do very specific aspects of Halloween costume making, but he's going to be Doc Ock from Spider-Man.
Oh, cute!
So Jonathan has a entire rig of a backpack straps, plywood, PVC piping covered with ducting, being the Doc Ock arms.
Yeah.
And he's gonna hold and they're making like the little claws, so he's gonna have like Spider-Man's mask in one, and he's got red goggles. It looks awesome.
That sounds so really excited. Cool.
That's so cool.
We'll have to pictures.
I will absolutely have pictures.
Next time I have done nothing for costumes because we're going to Disney's. We're like literally going to Disney Springs. So it's going to be like,
pick a costume.
Pick something.
Yeah.
Who's
a princess?
Yeah.
Abby has said she will not be a princess. I'm like,
have her be a mean queen.
I don't know.
That sounds fun. I would like to do that.
She wants to do a pirate.
Ollie used to be obsessed with mean queens, like when he was 3 or 4, when we went to Disney, and it was the best thing ever, because he's like, the princesses are so pretty and I love them so much, but I love the mean queens. And we're like, yes, that totally scans. This is why he's Doc Ock. And Max is going to be Eddie from Stranger Things. Because he's got the hair.
Oh, that's what Abby said. She wants to be Captain Hook.
Oh.
And for Teddy to be Peter Pan.
Oh my gosh, how cute
That's
is
so
that?
cute.
So we'll see how that goes.
I
don't know. That's like her little idea right now.
All he needs is a little green onesie and a hat.
Well, whatever they have at the store.
I probably even have a Peter Pan hat that I made for Haley at one point. What? If I can find it.
That's
so cute.
Yeah, when she was really little.
Oh, wow.
Because one year she was Tinkerbell, but she wanted Peter Pan's hat. She always did these, like, mashup costumes. And, like, when she was... I can totally see that. When she was... I think it was when she... Either almost 2 or almost 3. She had to be Cinderella in the pink dress.
Oh,
because,
God.
You know, Cinderella at the end is Cinderella in the blue dress.
Yeah.
So I did buy a commercial Sleeping Beauty costume, which is pink, and then I modified it to be Cinderella's pink dress.
It's Cinderella.
Oh, it was. She's still...
happy.
Actually, I should find a picture of that.
When Catherine was in, like, 2nd grade, I got the Sleeping Beauty costume pattern and, like, made her the Sleeping Beauty costume, which is really hard. That is not normal.
No.
Like, there's so much interfacing, like a stiff interfacing, to
get
those, like...
To get the collar to stand up and everything, yeah.
That was probably my sewing magnum opus.
At that point, I was crazy busy with work, and the fact that I even found the pink costume and modified it, I was proud of myself for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we've done... Well, my mom sews, so she's made the boys multiple capes, which have come in handy. Ollie was Dracula... Had a great black cape, and it was the same black satin cape that I have to say is made beautifully. Good job, Mom. was Darth Vader. They've both been Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's good when you can reuse things.
Ollie was a subway car one year, so it was a box, and he was a number 6 subway, or we made it the number 4 because green was his favorite color, and he was 4.
Yeah.
So cute.
Perfect.
4, 5, 6.
Still have that.
Yep. 4, 5, 6 all green.
Yes.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6.
East side.
Exactly, East Side. I was like, I mean, I hate the East Side subway, but like he loves green and he's 4.
Oh, that's so perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. He was so cute. Max too has had a number of box
We should do a little collage of Halloween costumes.
Oh, okay. I'll put it at the end.
I
loved his red Lego block one.
Yes. Wait at the end.
When I was pregnant with Ollie too.
Well, and it is interesting. You would think Kaylee being in college is not worried about costumes anymore. Oh
no!
Oh no! When we were cleaning out, we were figuring out what to bring to school this year, there were definitely things I'm like, you don't need that. She's like, oh yeah, that's Halloween costume possibility. That's costume. So we'll see if she's got any from certainly at least what she did last year. I know she sent me some pictures.
Nice.
So one thing we have not done yet is what episode number it is.
Crud.
And I didn't even have to do my little tabby thing today.
Do you like that?
90.
Close.
89.
No.
Oh my gosh.
88.
Yes.
Yay!
It is episode 88, which is so crazy.
Thank you for not counting up.
No.
Four.
I didn't think it was up higher. I thought it was like, I thought it was 90.
Yeah, 88. We are on number 88. So.
I
got it.
It's going to be in the new year.
100. Yeah, you're right.
Definitely
100 will be
well into, because it's another 24 weeks.
So now I just have to remember that,
Vlogmases,
because otherwise I'll be like 100, and you'll be like, no, not 100, Jen.
But soon we'll be in the 90s.
I know. But so Kathleen, what did you do this past weekend?
So I went to Rhinebeck and some of the pre-Rhinebeck festivities on Friday, which actually was really fun. I went to Cake Palooza, which is, I mean, India Untangled has been going on for a long time now. I don't know, almost 10 years, I think, or around 10 years. I saw something in one of their emails.
Could see that.
No, a little bit less.
Maybe 7.
Less. I think it's 2016 was the first. I went to the third one in 2018, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe it was because remember the first year was in the
7.
hotel that was like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in one of the hotels in Kingston.
I think that was 2016. I'm not sure.
So anyway, it's well over 5 years. Anyway, they've been doing it, and that one I have been to before, as has Amanda. I didn't go to that one this time. I just wanted to try something different, and I really liked some of the vendors at Cake Palooza, so I went there. And Amanda's gonna try to put together a little vlog from what I've got. I did do bits of video both Friday and Saturday, and so we'll just kind of give you the highlights now. So yeah, went to Cake Palooza, saw Shayla of Black Pearl Magic there.
Oh, Shayla.
She did have like a few of her big ass bags allocated to each time slot.
Love it.
And so I was able to do a pre-order for one that's going to be coming soon.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
excellent.
And actually, at the same time, she's going to be sending us a sample of our next collaboration with her. So
I can't wait.
Soon we'll be taking orders on those. I know.
That'll be super exciting.
I always don't get one, so I save one for the customers.
Yeah,
you got to get one this time. You got to get one.
I didn't get one last time either.
It's funny. I'm usually pretty unselfish, but that's one of those
You're
things
like,
I'm very selfish with. I have a developing collection.
Yeah,
some things. Yeah, like the La Bien-Aimée sock. That.
Yeah, see, that's fine. Like, we all have our things that we're like, no, I need that. And that's how I'm about the Black Pearl Magic bags. Yeah. I met Emily of Fangirl Fibers. Actually, I probably should talk about things I did not do video of. Because I was also trying to be in the moment and enjoy it and not do video of everything. But met Emily from Fangirl Fibers, who, I've liked her stuff for a long time. She was super sweet. I did buy a few things there, including, I will show you guys this one. I knit so no one has to die.
And I love the material.
Isn't that so pretty?
I love it. It's so shimmery.
And I got Haley a little surprise at her booth too, which I should take a picture of that. We can throw that in too.
Yes.
Because she will have received it by the time this goes up, because it's Parents' Weekend. We're going to see her next weekend.
Nice.
Also,
did she get to go? She didn't get to go.
She didn't get to go. It just didn't work out. She was off. She had a long weekend the previous weekend, and she and most of her friends, I think, really did take the weekend off and do fun things, and they're coming into midterms.
So
the timing was like exactly wrong.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean. Lily's not coming to Disney for the same reason.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, it's like it just doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes
when you get older, sometimes you have to
make those hard choices.
Yeah,
say, yes,
it's not cool.
Yeah. Worry about the grades a bit, and focus on getting stuff done. Right.
Well, and not accrue absences.
Yeah,
yes, yeah, that's the thing.
That's the other thing. I did get a Tanny Casey bag, which
nice.
No one in my family ever knows what to buy me for my birthday and Christmas, which are 2 weeks apart. So I did go a little wild. So I'm like, Jean, this could be my birthday present. Guess what you're getting me?
Yeah.
No, so serious. So I bought these things. So I'm not going to be using them until after birthday and Christmas, which is fine.
That's good.
Then I feel less guilty about having really gone wild at Cake Palooza.
Yeah.
And then there are gifts that people can give me, and they feel good that I'm getting something I want.
Exactly.
Win-win.
Which is everybody wins.
Win-win.
I think I want one of those Delacues for.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're looking right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
look at camera.
Look at grab the pink one, the little pink one.
The little pink petal.
Baby.
Yeah. So I reordered the pink, the big ones. I found out these are magnetic on the inside.
Yes, they are.
What?
So you can all of your little notions.
So this is the
this is going to be my stitch marker case, and they won't fall out.
Oh yes, so true.
Magic.
And
your needle,
we have these coming in pink soon.
These
right?
are coming in pink.
Your yarn needles. You can do that so you don't lose all your yarn needles.
Yes, and you're going to go ahead and grab that right away.
Yes. So those are the Delicute train cases, which are $85. And what is the one that you're holding? Which
the little guy is $40. The little buddy case.
But it's magnetic.
Yeah.
I did not know that until I was placing this order. I don't know. I just reading comprehension.
I also didn't know exactly what size that was, and given what people mostly use it for, it does make sense. But
I'm so thrilled.
I'm just adjusting my project back down.
Yay!
So those are coming soon.
Yes, and that's going to be my splurge for the fall. I think.
There you go.
It's going to be a good one.
So after Cake Palooza, we went and checked into our hotel, which we just decided to go up to do 2 days 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
So there really was not a lot available, and I did not want to spend $500 a night.
No,
those hotels sell out quick, or Airbnb.
And it's the whole.
I've already booked for next year.
Yeah, I think I
got
need to
FOMO
do that
over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna book now.
She's like, how about this house? How about that house?
I know.
And actually, one of them was one that I had stayed in before, which is really when Barbara Rudy rented a house that one year. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I had such FOMO, and I was like, at the dining room table, I'm like, I got to book for next year. Yeah. We're going next year. I've got to book for next year. So it's already booked.
That's cool. I probably should just go ahead and do it too. I mean, I'm sure if we get houses with multiple rooms, we will.
Yeah.
We will. I already talked to a customer the other day who was like, yes, I want to go. So,
cool.
So after this, we went and checked in our hotel, and then we went over to Wool and Folk, which had started at noon, and by the time we got there, it was about 3, and it was really fun. It was a nice combination of, there was music, which was really fun.
Oh, that's nice.
Like live music?
Yeah. And that's why it's Wool and Folk, because
music.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh my goodness, I would love that.
Yeah, and they had easily, I would
just
say,
mow at this time.
just mow.
There's no fear of.
Just missed out.
Reality of.
I believe it's going to be happening again next year.
It's Romo, folks.
So that was really fun, and we got to see when we kind of got there and kind of oriented ourselves a little bit. They had a couple of different things on their podcaster patio. So the first group that we saw, and I got still pictures. I wasn't videoing at this point. It was the Grocery Girls and Gigi of Gigi Made It, and Adela of Lola Bean Yorko.
Oh,
they were all, which was
group.
So fun. And at that point, my knee was really hurting because I had not been able to sit down at all.
Yeah.
But also, we had not eaten, so we went and got some lunch. We went back to the main food area, got some lunch. All the seats were so full, and Jean's like, "Well, where are we going to go? Where are we going to sit?" I'm like, Gene, they're knitters. They will let us in. They will make room. Yeah. And of course they did. That is one of the lovely things. If you've never been to this kind of event, I think the way people treat each other, it's like, we're all here. We are all part of one community. And, there were no seats, but I went and, we found a table that if people shifted around a little, there'd be plenty of room. And with my leg, I needed to be on the right end. I needed to be able to put my leg out to the right. It was not a problem. It was the first folks that we asked are like, oh yeah, of course. why are we taking up so much room? Let's squeeze in and make room for you.
No problem.
Oh,
Exactly.
That's so nice.
So yeah, it was so nice.
And then you have more knitting friends.
Exactly. Yeah. So we had yummy lobster rolls and nice local beer, and
there's a new lobster roll place. By where Yarnia used to be on
2 doors down from where Yarnia used to be. It was pretty good. Have you tried it yet?
I have not.
We had it one night right after I had my surgery. One of my sisters sent me a nice Grubhub gift card, which was so sweet.
I think I'm going to go try that place.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Sorry, lobster rolls.
Squirrel, shitty.
So then we did go around and see some of the booths there, and met up with some folks. We saw Nitty Natty. We saw Nitty Natty and Kent. Yep, and who else did we see there? Oh, I don't know.
Our podcast friends.
Yes, a lot of podcast friends. Definitely. Not as many like right at that time at Wool and Folk, but then later we went back when Needles at the Ready and Earth Tone Girls were at the podcaster patio.
Nice.
And that was so fun. They are so delightful. And so we watched pretty much their whole time. It was probably like a half hour. And I was sitting for that. So, everyone just found seats on the hill, and then I could see from everybody else's videos, like, Natalie was behind me, Kim and Jonna were, like, down the row,
that's so
and
fun.
Poor Kim had a horrible migraine that day.
Oh, no.
That's hard to be out.
I know. I don't know how she did it.
Peopling with migraine?
She did it, and she was peopling, and God. But she needed to, like, take a little break, so I actually got to meet Jonna and chat with her a bit, which was so nice.
That's great.
And then, by the time all of that had happened, most people who were waiting to talk with Needles at the Ready and Earthstone's Girl had kind of dissipated, so we got to finally meet Kevin and Ray in person, which was so nice, so lovely, and it's like friends you haven't met before, right? Yeah. They are just like they are on their podcast.
I love that.
So lovely. They say they're going to come to Yarnia someday soon.
They better.
We hope so. And Denise Earthtone Girl, same. Just lovely, warm. Just as she comes across on our podcast.
That's
so
great.
That was really fun, and I think at that point, then I went and did some shopping, actually, because in the beginning, when we first went around that area, it was so crowded that, like, I couldn't even make it through some of the areas. It was just so packed.
Yeah.
But, saw a bunch of folks, said hi to some folks, did a little bit of shopping, this and that, and then we just went and grabbed a dinner someplace and then headed back to the hotel. First, it felt like it was 10 o'clock, but I think it was like 8 o'clock we got back to our hotel.
Those are the kind of days where you just get back and you're like, I'm going to sit down, and then I'm going to just pass out.
I'm not easy. I did a bunch of knitting. I forget what I was knitting on at that point.
Were you working on your MKAL?
I might have been working on my MKAL. We'll talk about that later.
That's a little preview.
Yeah, and then so then we got up the next day, not super early, because I really was pretty exhausted from the day before, just with, even though, we were in the car, it should only take like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes to get there, but the traffic was atrocious. It was like 2 hours and 45 minutes on the way up. We just kept hitting spots that crawled.
Yeah.
And then, so, we went to Rhinebeck. Mostly what I did at Rhinebeck was just see people and say hi. I really didn't do a whole lot of shopping there. I just, that was really where I ran into a bunch of podcast fans. I gave out a lot of tape measures with our Yarnia card. That was really fun. I think I brought 30 of those with me, and I gave out a handful at Wool and Folk and Cake Palooza when people came up and said hi. And actually, there were people that I saw at those things that I saw later at Rhinebeck too, and by then I really did know them. So,
and you took a bunch of pictures and stuff, so that'll be in your.
That'll be in the vlog.
In the
vlog. We'll throw it in the vlog. So
and video.
So it was really fun, and then we headed home. We picked up Anna and got a nice takeout Italian dinner on Saturday night.
Perfect. And then kicked back on Sunday.
And then mostly relaxed on Sunday, except Shayla. I said that the other day too.
Oh, Shayla.
Yeah. Shayla stopped on her way back at Yarnia, so I got to pop in and see her.
I was so bummed to miss it.
I know. She wasn't here for that long.
Pumpkin picking.
Yeah. She popped in, but it was so nice because we will be doing something with her next year.
Yay!
Here. And I think she just wanted to, since they really were like 6 miles driving by on the highway, 6 miles from us.
Yeah.
So she's like, that's not that far.
Really
we're gonna pop in.
Yeah, just pop right off.
So
every highway.
So she and her
really. Take your pick.
Right. Pretty much.
80, 280.
Garden State.
46.
Turnpike.
Even the Turnpike.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. So she and her husband Lamont came and picked out some fun stuff, and got to see the store and everything. So that was lovely.
That's awesome.
So so it was kind of the capper of a lovely Rhinebeck weekend.
I love that. That's awesome.
So I know, and I was so happy I did have most of Sunday to just recuperate because it was a lot. It really was, and I don't know how people who did all 3 days did it. That's really I think also if you're going to do the third, you might pace yourself a little bit more. Yeah, I knew when we left on Saturday we were going home.
Right, you were done.
Yeah,
you were done. But you finished your.
I did finish my 1908 in time to wear it.
Yes,
I wore it on Saturday.
Love it so much.
Thank you.
It looks so great.
So
we should transition into our finished objects.
We should do finished objects. And actually, one thing I did on Friday on the way, I stopped at the store and grabbed my Outstanding because I needed to wear something with orange. So that's our store sample, but I did grab it. Because I wanted to have different outfits for the 2 different days. So
perfect.
Yeah, but I'm so happy with this. This is 1908 by Thea Colman, who I heard was there, but I didn't meet. I mean, as many people as I did meet, it's either I saw pictures later or whatever.
Did you see Antonia's Instagram?
No.
She had a picture or she had a video, a little Instagram video, by the cider and and all that. And she said there's a saying in Dutch, we could walk on the heads of the people. That was how crowded it was. And people were commenting on it and she's Dutch, and so that's a saying. And I was
that's a good saying.
It looks like it
was.
That's exactly what it looks
Saturday afternoon.
I don't see how you could find everybody, even if you knew they were there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at about, I don't know, it was shortly before we were, or maybe it was around 2. There's sort of a spot that's what I think of as the crossroads. It's kind of up from the merchandise booth and everything. It's you're by the big bathroom actually. It's you're kind of out in front of that, and there are pans. Exactly. I did get a little video of the pan flute guy. I did, because that's sounds of Rhinebeck. You're there are rows paths going in all directions. I looked up the hill toward where a lot of the food trucks are and everything. It was solid people, but moving. It was as busy as I've ever seen it. It really, really was. I think everyone who didn't get in last year came this year. In addition to everyone else who was coming this year, it was pretty crazy.
Plus the weather being perfect.
Exactly.
The weather was perfect. You got the day trippers.
Who just decided last minute, yes, let's go do something outdoors today.
Yeah.
And it was. But anyway, I was in one of the barns, and I saw a yarn that looked. This is LBA. Corey Worsted.
Corey Worsted, yeah.
And, I didn't see Amy. She was there on Friday, but I never did. I saw her, but she was, surrounded by about 20 people. And
that's when you're I'm going to wave from afar. And
yeah. She was so surrounded. I didn't even attempt to wave, actually. And I thought maybe I'd see her, but I never did see her over the weekend. But, so I was in a booth. It was a local farm. I think it was Sarkle Farm, possibly. I took their card or took a picture or something. So they had a similar yarn that they produce. And it was funny because I went and looked, and I'm like, there were colors that were kind of similar to this. And it just was, everyone gravitates towards those palettes.
Yeah.
And as I'm picking things off the shelf, the woman who, I later found out was, one of the owners of that brand, she's like, you have a palette, don't you? And I said, yes, I do. And she was asking about the sweater, and I told her, and she's like, oh, we just had Thea Colman design a sweater for us.
Oh,
cool. And they had a big poster in the booth of the sweater, and she said, yeah, she's around here somewhere wearing it. And so I did look for her, but, it was, I mean, she'd been there 10 minutes before. Who knows? You could be anywhere in 10 minutes. You could be
scattered far and wide.
And if I had been smart at that point, I would have gone to the Maple Sugar Shack, because one of my favorite things about Rhinebeck is the maple cotton candy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, and then by the time we went in another direction, I was I didn't think I could do that hill again.
Right. Oh,
back up that hill
because of the knee.
Yeah, because of the knee. But anyway.
The knee.
Yeah, so that is my finished object. I finished it. I got to wear it to Rhinebeck.
And you finished it with plenty of time, no?
I did. I finished it on Wednesday, maybe.
Plenty of time.
Wednesday. I didn't block it. I seam blocked it.
No binding off on Friday as you're driving off?
No. Well, that was the other thing. I was leaving Friday morning. I do still have... I wasn't sure if I wanted to lengthen the sleeves, so I left my ends... It was funny, they kept falling out. They kept falling out, but I did. I left my ends so it would be easy to undo them if I wanted to. But it's actually a comfortable length. It's funny. It's a little short for me, but maybe
it's my length. It's totally my length.
Yeah. But I like it just with my cuffs and my turtleneck sticking out.
Yeah, it's not, a little...
I don't know. And I'm always going to wear this with a turtleneck under it. So I'm never going to... it's just not the kind of sweater I would wear against the skin. So
yeah.
So that is my finished object and my Tales of Rhinebeck.
It looks lovely.
Thank you. I was really happy to be able to wear it.
That's good. Do you have any other finished objects?
I do not.
You were really focusing on getting that done.
I was so focusing on getting this done, and actually getting this done, and knowing I was late to start the knit-along, the mystery knit-along, was kind of stressing me out a little bit. So
peer pressure.
Yeah.
Knitting peer pressure.
So we'll move back to me after we're on to...
Finished object from Jen.
I have a finished object!
Yay! So pretty.
Second time in a row. This is my Felix in La Bien-Aimée Corey Confetti, which is in Graybow 2, which is the special edition of Corey worsted that she has limited drops of on her website. So, it's a Felix.
Are you just getting a close-up of the... Yeah, that's a great idea.
As per usual.
I did see a lot of Felixes.
It's such a good
sweater.
pattern.
Such a good
and Dean wore his Helix.
He did. He
wore his Helix. I was like,
I've actually been talking to him about learning to knit. I'm like, you've got time. You've got time on your hands now.
I think he could totally do that.
I know. Well, he's considering it, so that's something.
Nice.
We'll see.
Excellent.
He may be our next Knitting 101 student.
There we go.
I don't know if I should teach him or not.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I'm very happy with how this came out.
That looks so good.
I know, you did a good job.
You did such a good job.
You don't teach him. Have Seisha teach him.
Seisha or Emily.
Yeah, Seisha or Emily can teach him.
He could be Emily's first student.
Oh, yeah. I even blocked this.
Woohoo!
Which I still haven't blocked the linen one that I wore unblocked last time. But,
But some things don't need to be blocked before you wear them.
Nah, that one probably needs to be blocked.
Yeah, linen
needs to be blocked. This one did not need to be blocked, but I blocked it anyway. And but this was the one that I started last fall, where I was like, I'll get this done in like a month, and then I put it aside and came down.
Now you have it for this fall.
Now I have it for this fall.
It's fine.
So you'll see this again.
Yeah,
trust.
It's great.
I wore my Felix pumpkin picking, so you've seen a picture of it on me already.
Yes. Yeah. But that's my only finished object. Do you have any?
It's a good one.
I have. Well, okay. First on what I'm wearing. So I am wearing today my Nightshift by Andrea Mowry.
Love that one.
Yeah, this is nice. So the reason I'm wearing it is because Isaku Noro passed away. He was the creator of Noro yarns, which is one of our favorites here. Certainly the favorite of my oldest daughter, Beth.
Yeah.
Everything I make in Noro, she claims. She's claimed this once it's not a store sample, but everybody loves it, so it's still here in the window.
Fantastic store sample.
Yeah. But this is in Noro Silk Garden.
We should put together kits again for these.
Last
fall. Yeah.
This is a great one, and it's a very memorizable pattern after you get like past the first section or two. It's lovely. And all slip stitches, so even though it looks like there's color work, there's not actually.
The yarn does so much of the work too.
Yes, absolutely.
Noro's long color changes was one of the first popular yarns to do that.
It was, yeah, and he was making his yarns in this style since the 70s.
The 70s, yeah.
Yeah, they were first imported to the United States in 81 or something like that. So.
A lot of times you guys ask what's
behind
us, and it's basically our Noro wall, and we are.
Yep.
And we've got more over here too, like we've got the Silk
Garden,
and
then the classic Curry-On, which is 100% wool. We have our books. I don't think I have them right here, but like the Timeless Noro blankets, which there's some in there. You knit out of that one.
Yeah.
The blankets in Curry-On. That might be one of my 2023. On my Make 9, because there are some. Is it Lizard Ridge?
Yeah.
That I've been wanting to do for 5 years. That one I love so much.
I know it's getting to be time to think. I am starting to think about it next year as well. Like kind of looking through and purging, maybe frogging some things that I've kind of realized I'm not going to finish, but like really plan for next year a bit. Loosely planned for me anyway.
We have the shawls book too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
timeless Noro shawls. Yeah, I just love Noro.
Yeah.
So much, and it was. I mean, he's been such a contributor to our industry. That,
absolutely.
You know, and such, like, so dedicated to his style, which, you know, I feel like you don't see that a lot.
No,
you see a lot, which is not bad, right? Like, I love, everybody knows, I love, like, watching fashion trends and sort of following what's new and exciting and new color palettes and new textures and, like, what's emerging and trendy. I love that. But it's also cool to see somebody, like, basically do the same thing for 40 years.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know,
successfully.
And also, you know, morph with the times a bit.
Right.
But, you know, maybe
like
the colors
his new yarns
he's using
here are so much softer.
Right.
Like than the original Crayon, which is 100% wool, but he's very much about, like, low processing. Right. Which is also and
very ahead of his time in that way.
Definitely. And went
respecting
to the farms.
The animals.
Respected the animals, yeah. Like, so,
and the eye for color.
Yeah,
like,
amazing.
No one had an eye for color like him.
Such an artist. So anyway, so celebrating Noro a little bit with this podcast here.
So one thing people may be wondering with his passing and everything, you know, what is going to happen to the brand? So his son has apparently been very involved for, you know, quite a few years now, say at least the last 4 or 5 years. And some of the newer yarns are ones that his son designed.
Right.
So, you know, there has been a transition. And honestly, I feel like we are definitely attracting different customers to Noro than maybe we did in the past, where there was a lot more sort of roughness. I mean, this one is wool and alpaca.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I can't use, but most everyone else can.
Yeah, the
and
silk
it feels so
is
nice.
Like,
and is that the one that's our sweater sample that's in the window? Is that what
Madara, exactly.
Madara, that's really pretty.
Yeah, it's
so
so
if
pretty.
you're in the store, you see the sweater sample in our window out of this kind of like tweedy, colory, kind of similar to the Cora confetti.
Yeah, it is true. That's true.
Have a similar vibe.
It would totally.
Yeah,
Felix
that'd be fun, Felix.
Great.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
or
look at that
green solo. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that silk garden solo was really pretty too.
Those colors are so
easily distracted.
I know.
Adding things to the mental witness.
Yes, adding things to our list. But you had another finished object.
I did. I had another finished object and I left it on the back of the couch. So I know. I finished my dash crochet cowl, which is so cute.
Like that.
So I'm going to put a picture in here of me modeling it.
And you can see how cute it is.
Yes. But it's all done, and it'll also be in the store. And you can see now how Kathleen has the knit version.
The knit sample and the crochet
then we'll have a crochet
sample.
version. I think it looks so cool both ways, like very different. But the crochet one, it's like literally after you do crochet 101, you could knit this, or you could crochet this cowl.
Yeah, exactly. Either one. Yeah.
I used
great
2
second project.
balls. You could totally do a short cowl with 1 ball.
Yeah.
This one is a double wrap at least, and it's like it's
I
nice
like
and
a double
fluffy.
wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna. It kind of makes more of a statement, like if you're wearing it as like a fashion piece.
But those are both great gifts. Both the knit and the crochet ones are great gifts for, especially if you're, you know, like you said, like a beginning knitter or beginning crocheter.
Or great teacher gifts.
Exactly. Yeah.
The either version, I think, maybe 2 nights to finish a ball.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Right. Which is a good. I like you length.
Yeah.
2 skein. Might be I really like you.
Yeah, 2
I
skein
really
I like you a lot.
James.
Actually, you know, one thing we could do, we could put together a little list of some of our favorite gift knits and crochets for things.
I like you a lot. I really love you.
Yes. Oh, speaking of gifting knits for crochets, for the last installment of the Hooked on Grannies, I put together things you can do with 1 granny square.
Oh,
so I have about
Smart.
8 things that you can do with 1 granny square. I'm thinking about making it into a blog post, but it's actually a lot of work to do it into a blog post. So I don't know. I might
maybe you could do it as a YouTube short.
Yeah,
maybe you could do it just talk through them.
Maybe so. Yeah,
I like that.
Maybe so. So we'll maybe you'll just have to come to the next Hooked on Grannies in November.
There you go. There you go.
Which is going to be, we picked a date. That is going to be, let's see. I should go to the month.
That would help. I'm notorious for doing that.
Sunday the 13th.
November 13th. You're doing both of them on the same day?
Yep.
Yeah, and I am so behind. I started the September square. I never finished one, and I printed out the October pattern.
Hey, you're not that far behind. You're still in fall.
But you know what? Also, I'm making it like as a throw blanket for my mom, and I think I am going to give it to her for Christmas at this point. So,
You'll see how far you get.
I'll see how many squares I have at that point, and if I've got 8 and I'm liking the size of it, or maybe I'll do 9 and just arrange them differently. I'll pick one and do an extra, or I'll pick one I haven't done and do one of that instead of 2, like I'm doing with most of them. So we'll see. We will see. Good. Yeah.
All right. We should move on to WIPs.
Works in progress.
Our works in progress. I'm sorry, I'm very fidgety today. I don't know why.
I have a few. Whoops. Sorry.
I got one.
Let's see.
Well, I'm sure I have more at home.
Do you want to hear about how I did with the MKAL?
Yes. How did you do with the MKAL?
So,
all right. Are you going to show spoilers?
Yes.
All right.
Well, sort of. Yeah. And I mean, this is a week 1 thing. I'm only showing week 1.
That's still a spoiler.
It's still a spoiler.
Yeah. So if you want to jump ahead to the timestamp here,
if you're
then
doing
we'll be done
the Stephen West MKAL,
and you're just cast on, because literally,
and you want to avoid spoilers in any way, shape, or form,
rows.
Skip over.
There you go.
Okay. Go ahead.
So,
just to be clear, you want to be spoiled.
Yes, if you're watching now, you want to be spoiled. So, still love my colors. Actually,
people are texting me. I'm going to text them while you talk about that.
I didn't even wind. Well, I had some of my
leftover.
My ColourPop left from socks I had made out of this. Still love my colors. Citrus and paper in Tosh sock. I did get into it. I had, I was like, yay, look at this. I downloaded Clue 1 on the first day.
Yeah.
And I couldn't start knitting until I finished this. So it was like day 6. I did start this the Wednesday night before the second Clue came out. And I wasn't worried about being spoiled. Like, I didn't not want to know what it looked like when I was working on it. I was happy to see what other people had done. And I said, that's kind of interesting. And when I saw what the overall thing looked like, I mean, by now, and, we've already told you to avoid spoilers. The thing that's kind of cool about this whole section is that you make like a little braid out of these loops. They're kind of like the shrimps from last year, which I always thought they were shrimps, even when they're shrimps. You kind of twist this first loop and you pull the second loop through it, and you pull the next loop through it. I do think
it's basically like a giant dropped stitch.
Yeah, exactly. I do think that's kind of cool. But as I usually do, and Jen, got to see this in class last week.
I did.
I was like, yeah, I didn't like it the way it was, so I started changing it. So I've answered one of my questions is like, could I really do a mystery knit along as written? The answer is no. Even though it's a mystery knit along, I had things I wanted to change, and I did change. But the other thing is, once I saw the second Clue, and no offense to anyone who's continuing, I've seen some that are just beautiful, and they're really cool, and I'm sure it will be very, very cool when the whole thing is done. So I saw the second Clue, I was like, I'm out.
Really? You're done.
I'm out. Well, because I was so far behind as it was. And
I didn't know that you were that far behind.
Well, I started Clue 1 on the last day before Clue 2 came out.
I think that's pacing
6 days behind.
That's pacing yourself correctly in order to lean into spoilers.
So, and the other thing, I've got 2 repeats here. I've got the cast on, a contrast row, a main row, a contrast row. I wasn't loving it. It was not fun. It was not fun knitting to me. I was playing with different ways of doing it. One of the things that was fun, actually, the Facebook group, there's an unofficial Stephen West, Twists and Turns Facebook group.
Uh-huh.
That was so helpful. It was so nice. That's where I found more interaction about it. And, people would comment on each other's colors and things. And,
that's great.
And, when people did find little shortcuts that were improvements, that was a great place to find them.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
But once I saw the second Clue, I'm like...
Now I want to know what the second Clue is, because I haven't looked.
Me neither.
I can show you. I did screenshot a couple of things.
On our Wednesday knit night, we have a knit night on the Zoom one.
Zoom knit night.
If you'd like to join, you can always it's in our calendar.
You're always welcome.
Yeah.
Go to our website and just click and get the link.
But there's somebody knitting along, and she's keeping up. I mean, she's binding off Clue 1.
Yeah.
Wow.
on Knit Night on Wednesday, ready for Thursday.
Ready for Clue 2.
Yeah, so that's where I get my that's where I get my vicarious.
Your updates.
Knit-alonging.
Yeah.
Your updates.
Yeah.
Maybe if I wrap up Knit Night here, on the early side this week and get home. Last week we had some stuff to move around, so I didn't get home for a while, but I could hop on and see how
there
she's
you go.
doing.
Yeah. Vicarious. Knit vicarious.
When I get home.
So you can spy. Spy ahead a little bit.
So I'm out, and I did originally, and I'm fine with that. I tried
you knew
it.
you knew going in.
I knew that was
a distinct possibility.
I thought I would get further than I did, though.
I'm impressed because I could have seen. There's a world where you would have gone Clue 1 and been like, no.
No, I felt like I had to give it a try. I felt like I had to try it. And, I love the camaraderie of it. I think that is such a lovely aspect of it. And again, like being knitters and crocheters, people cheering each other on. Like people posting like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. This is so hard. Nobody's saying, give up. Nobody encouraging, everyone being like, no, you can do it if you want to do it. Don't worry about the time. It's just, it's the way it should be.
Pace
it's the way it should be.
And
also actually the one, I will say though, I haven't posted, I don't think I've posted in this group at all. I've only commented positively on other people's posts. But the one thing I have seen is when some people said they were going to bail, like I just did, people are like, no, don't do it. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone should do what works for them. And for me, bailing is the right thing right now.
You're like, I'm going to bail.
I tried it. I bought the pattern. I did my little bit to support the whole effort and everything, which I'm happy I tried. But
you stepped outside your comfort zone in the very, at all, doing a mystery knit along.
Yeah.
So, I think that's to be lauded.
Yeah, thank
you.
Good
job.
So, and I did,
I thought it was... The story is that MKALing is left to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I know myself on that.
2023, I want to do Laura Nelkins.
Oh.
That's my plan.
I'll have to see what some of her, and I know, Helen Stewart, I've done a bunch of Helen Stewart things.
Helen Stewart is a very safe one, because it's like easy lace, it's going to be like a pie shawl or a symmetrical crescent, or maybe a symmetrical triangle.
Right.
Pretty confidently know that.
Yeah.
Laura Nelkins are just like, you don't know what you're knitting. It's like wild and pick up stitches and do things this way and that way, and they're super cool.
See, I think so if you like that kind of thing, if that's your jam,
that's your jam.
I don't think it's as much as many stitches per week as
the stupid was,
and it's also
that was the other thing with this. A lot of people were really freaked out that Clue 1 was as much knitting as it was, because it was a lot of knitting and it was fiddly knitting. It was not just making all this little shrimp. Are you kidding?
Little shrimp. I love it.
A little shrimp.
A little shrimpies.
This is a lot of shrimp. It's funny, I thought I was going to pick another Stephen West pattern and use this yarn for that, but I saw a couple of patterns over the weekend that I'm like, no, this is even better. Because also, now, I think it is hard if you don't know what the thing is going to look like. If you're a really color-focused person like I am, I'm so about the colors and how they work together. I just need to add one more color to this, but it is it's a Max the Knitter pattern.
Oh,
it's not orb. I don't know. It's gone out of my head, but I wrote it down. So I'm going to buy that pattern and make that shawl. Because I do love the colors now. Now I'm committed to using these colors.
Right.
Well,
so
they're
very neat and they're very fun. But I do need one more. So I'm actually thinking maybe a turquoise or something.
Ooh, that's
Wouldn't that be
good.
Pretty with? We'll see.
I think orange and that. Like a turquoisey teal, those always work well together.
And also
they're opposite on the color wheel.
And or maybe I'll even do a charcoal
charcoal would be nice.
I have a vintage Tosh Sock esoteric in my stash that I could.
I remember that one. Yeah,
it's lovely.
Yeah, that is.
It's one of my favorite colors that's been discontinued from the Tosh.
Yeah,
family.
So I will probably figure that out before I leave today.
So that project will be evolving.
Yes, so that is going to become something else.
Yeah.
One fun thing I did on Sunday was I attended Jen's Sarkle class.
Yay!
And what I was working on during the class, because I did swatch. It's in here somewhere. Sorry.
Also
guys.
a knit along, but not a mystery. So
not a mystery. Well, technically class, not a knit along.
Yeah.
Well, true. But y'all are.
You're knitting along
together.
You're all knitting.
It has the same level of community.
Yes. So I had tried a swatch in the Eco Tweed, which I really like a lot, and I am going to make a hat out of.
I really like the
It's really nice. I just felt like for what I wanted in the sweater. Sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask. somebody if he likes this
fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a little soft. It was just a little
That's
too
exactly
soft.
What I wanted.
Yeah. So I was swatching in Scout.
Nice.
Which even though I have used Scout, that's the pattern.
That's the
pattern. That is super pretty.
So I decided, I had worked with the yarn before, though not in a long time. I haven't done anything in Scout in a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So I said, let me just, re-swatch for gauge and everything. So I started doing that. And then I'm like, let me see how the pattern is actually going to look in the yarn.
Yeah.
So I did.
Looks great.
Let me take it up. So
thanks. And also, I did make some mistakes because the pattern at that part, when you're on that part of the yoke, you were working in the round. And obviously I was knitting
Look
the
at
squat
that.
because I don't like to do the swatch in the round with the loopies in the back.
I don't
Scout is awesome.
And I didn't want to do a swatch where I cut my strings either because the amount that I have of this, I'm gonna actually finish my sleeves last because I'm gonna see how long I can make them.
You're gonna be like, maybe they will be Gen 3/4 sleeves.
Well, no, I was thinking true 3/4 sleeves for this just because of the way I do want to wear it with nothing under it. But anyway, whatever. So that's what I was thinking.
So you swatched it in the white Scout, but you're going to
but I'm going to use Autumn Heather. Autumn Heather.
Love it.
Yes.
One of my colors.
So.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
And I think that pattern will look great.
I think it'll be pretty. It was funny because I've been so indecisive about yarns lately. It's rubbing off.
Welcome to my world.
It's rubbing off.
I'm rubbing off on everything. I'm like, you're changing patterns and changing yarns.
I know.
Like, yeah. Sorry.
But it's okay. It's okay. We spend a lot of time on the things we make, so we want to be happy.
We want it to be what we want it to be.
Well, that was also one of the things I really realized with the whole Mystery Knit Along. I am such a project knitter, not a process knitter. I knit because I want the final object. Yeah. I enjoy the process. I don't not enjoy it. But I'm knitting because I want to wear these things. Yeah. So
I'm about 50-50. Depends on what it is.
Interesting. Now, I definitely knit because I want to wear things. Well, I mean, or I want to make a store sample that I think is going to be the right sample. Highlighting some of the new yarns or whatever. But I was back and forth on this, and then I saw a sweater that was similar construction, not identical, using this yarn, and I was like, yay, thank you for confirming my choice. Yeah. So look on Instagram, look on Ravelry, even for something like the color.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it really can be hard to tell sometimes from even looking at a cake of yarn, looking at it in the skein, looking at the cake, what is it actually going to look like in a sweater?
Yeah. And is this going to be too much for me? Is it going to be not enough?
Not enough.
Do
exactly.
I want...
Well, is it going to look army green? And which really was not what I was going for. No, it did.
It's got those orangey heather
It's
pops.
got and gold and everything. That is just another tip to not only, for... See what the yarn looks like, what the color of the yarn looks like in another item, and that may help you with your decision if you were feeling very unsure.
If you're not sure, that's a good way to do it.
Lately, I worked in this on the car going up to Rhinebeck, and I've been working on it since I got home, too. That's why I mentioned I'm so close to done. I actually thought I might finish this last night. And I've been watching Vikings while I've been working on this.
Oh, fun.
I mean, it's funny. I think somebody in the Montclair Knitting Circle worked on that TV show.
Oh, really?
Actually. Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember at something, she gave me some of the DVDs or something, and I was like, oh yeah, I should watch that someday. But anyway, it just popped up in my suggestions, because I've been binging historical fiction type stuff.
Which is perfect.
Yeah, so it is perfect. And there are some subtitles in that, which I'll like pause it, get my needle set, and then be like, all right, watch the subtitles. But this has been really fun. Do you want to just bring it up? And
sure.
So that is.
I feel like as the autumn leaves are coming out of Montclair,
that's why I really
perfect timing.
It's the perfect timing to finish it.
So is that which kit is that?
This is one of the Hawthorne handmade kits.
I love the Hawthorne.
So
such
pretty.
Cute
They're so fun, aren't they? They really,
I love how it's like pops of different leaf colors.
Yeah.
No, it's
and
so well
actually,
designed.
I did one of them different, and it still looks cute. It's like I did it by accident. Actually, I was like, oh yeah, that's what goes over there, and it turned out that I was.
You're like, oopsie.
It was a symbol that went to the right, and I picked the one that went to the left, but it still worked. They're leaves.
They're leaves.
They're leaves. They vary.
It's really cute.
Thank you. So this has been really fun. I'm hoping I hope I will finish by the next episode, and then we can have it in the store as a store sample while it is still fall.
Yes. I love that.
And I have the one I'm doing for Haley also that I'm going to actually try to finish that before we see her this weekend. I think it's so close. I think
hers the cactus?
The cactuses,
I love it.
That one
those little
is
cacti.
embroidery and sage, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think so, yeah.
So Those are really fun too. So anyway,
cool.
That is it for me on the whips.
So those are your whips?
Those are my whips.
I only brought one whip. It is also the Sarkle. I'm again using La Bien-Aimée Corey worsted in High Garden, and actually, I was much further along with this before I started the class because I was like, I was going to do that.
Yeah.
And then after the class, I was like, you know what? Let me remeasure my swatch now that I've blocked it, and guess what?
What?
It changed. So I cast on a size based on the unblocked. I did exactly what I tell everyone not to do.
Yeah.
So do as I say, not as I do. So I cast on sizing based on my unblocked swatch.
And it did change a lot?
Yeah. Changed a quarter of a stitch.
Whoa.
So I had swatched with 2 needle sizes, and I thought the smaller needle size was way too dense. Well, the feel wasn't too dense, but I got way too many stitches per inch. And so I went up a needle size, and I was like pretty much dead on. I washed the swatch, I blocked the swatch, and I didn't count it again.
Oh no.
Why would you do that?
Oh no.
Because I'm an idiot. Because it was like, it'll be fine.
That's a lot of work.
And then I was like, all right, well, whatever, it's fine. And then in the class, literally in the class, measured the swatch, and I was like,
crap.
Damn it. But I kept that inside.
Yeah, I was going to say, you did not say
kept that inside. Because, I mean, I could have modified pretty easily, but it was going to be a little bit too big. So I was like, do I go down a needle size now and just call it A-line and make it good? And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to redo it. I just redid it.
You were a bit of the ways into it,
I was a bit further than this.
Yeah,
I was about 2 inches further.
But you're
than
such a
this.
fast knitter.
But I'm a fast knitter, and this is all
you're going to have it
out.
forever. And you're going to have it forever. That's the thing I always think. It's like, yes, it's like a waste of however many hours of your life, though you were probably doing something else at the same time.
I was doing it during soccer games.
Practices and whatever.
And soccer practices, and Ultimate Frisbee practice and Ultimate Frisbee tournament. So I was like, whatever.
And if you keep things, like we do, right? You still have things that you made 20 years ago, I bet.
100%.
Yeah, me too. So think of it that way. You're going to have it for so much of your life. Spend the extra hour and make it the way you want it to be.
Well, and this is why it's like I'm both a process and a product knitter. Like, I want the product to be what I want it to be. But I'm like, I don't mind the process. I like knitting.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the same thing like Modern Daily Knitting always says. It's like, remember, we like knitting. So
exactly.
Like,
this is fun.
It wasn't that big of a deal to rip it out.
No, exactly. Absolutely.
And so it was fine.
And similarly, that's why I swatched on Scout, even though I've used it many times before. It's like, let me see. It's like we like knitting. It's fun.
We like it. It's enjoyable. And so that's a little preview of what the class we'll get next week.
I am going to miss next week because we're probably going to be having brunch at that point.
But
I will watch the recording. I'm just.
I was going to say all of our Zoom classes are recorded, and the recordings get sent out to the participants after the class. So if you miss it, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very nice.
It is very nice.
So this is that's why I'm continuing to work on it, because I'm going to catch up to where I was. And go past it.
Yes.
Because I also have to, at some point, start the sleeves. Bottom up sweaters, yo. Bottom up sweaters.
I know. I'm thinking about, I don't know, I'm probably going to do the trick a bit, but I'm going to see, because I'll see. I'll really keep track of how much I'm using. Do a
provisional cast on and then go down.
You can do it for the body. You can do it for the sleeves.
That's what I did on my the yoke sweater. Oh my goodness, out of my brain. The Sandness.
Oh yeah, the Marius.
Oh yeah.
The Marius. Yes. Yeah. When I got to the sleeves, because I like a more fitted sleeve, and I did not know how the sleeves in that pattern were written.
Yes.
So I wanted to try it on the whole way down. I just did a provisional cast on, did maybe 10 rows.
Yeah.
And then did the yoke, and then knit my sleeves down. Especially stockinette. Now, some patterns, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can only do it in the stockinette base.
These sleeves are plain.
These sleeves are totally plain.
So I think I really should just do that, because then I'll, I will adjust them. I won't know how long they're going to be until they're done, so I'll just start doing decrease instead of increases.
Especially if you are worried that you're going to run out of yarn.
I am.
Yeah.
That is a really good...
Yeah, so I will have to remember to do them.
We all know how to knit a sleeve.
Yeah.
Decrease every blah blah inches.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, I did. I had a.
Blah, blah, blah,
I fussed with these sleeves quite a bit because the sleeve in this pattern is elbow length.
Yeah.
So I figured how long I wanted it to be and all of that stuff. Yeah. I need to clean this. This got a lot of wear on Saturday.
A lot of wear, a lot of walking.
Yeah. A lot of hugs.
A lot of hugs.
A lot of hugs.
So what about your whips?
All right. Let's see. I have 3. So what I'm working on is my autumn court.
Yay.
Fittingly,
so pretty.
As it is autumn.
So my progress is I have now divided for sleeves.
Yay, you're on to the body.
I think was it last time that we podcast on a Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I had a trip, right? Mm-hmm. And I took this, and it was my last trip in September, and I finished the rest of the colorwork yoke on the plane. And set the markers for the sleeve divide. Mm-hmm. That was my plane accomplishment. But I didn't divide it yet because I wanted to get my pearl strings at home, try it on it, and make sure the yoke is like big enough.
Yeah, make sure it's deep enough.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have like done a couple more centimeters because I'm doing the second. So my boobs are big for my torso size. Mm-hmm. So I'll, if I just do the pattern for this size, sometimes it's too big for the bottom, and so I've got to do adjustments. But this one, and so if I knit the size for more of my under
rib cage,
for my rib cage size. So that might mean that my yoke needs to go a few more inches to get over the ladies. Mm-hmm. But it didn't. Yeah. It worked out okay. So yeah. I think it'll be just right, and I don't want a ton of ease, so that was another reason I was knitting the more conservative, smaller size. So, but it works. Obviously, not blocked yet.
What yarn are you using again?
I'm using Alegria.
So pretty, Manos de Uruguay.
Yeah. So now, which you can see, I've been doing on this whole, the second part of this podcast here is just like knit. I'm doing the body, right, which on 4s is gonna take a while. I've got to do 5.5 inches of body, and then there's more color work. Mm-hmm.
So fun.
That's pretty. It's such a pretty pattern.
Yeah, it's really nice, right? So this is by Dragon Horde Designs,
and I love your colorway.
Yeah, this was inspired by the colorway of our branding for my insurance company.
Really funny.
I just liked it, right? Like I was like, wow,
the orange and the green, together, tealy, and the light blue. It was so pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. So. You branders have good color ideas.
I know, right?
You have fun with it.
Yeah. So color. I love it. So that's my progress on that. I'm super happy with it. This is now a boring project, so it's my conference call knitting. I just sit and like boom, 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 boom. I'm about an inch or inch and a half so far on that. Nice. This is my goal for this week. So this is Eric's sweater, also in Manos del Uruguay, in the Alegria Grande.
He loves a red.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I went to his 3rd grade back to school night because his teacher was on maternity leave in September, so they deferred his classes back to school.
Oh, that's nice.
Until October when she was back. And so the kids wrote down little trivia about themselves, and then they folded the paper in half, and we filled out the other side to see if we
if you knew
would match. That's so fun.
The newlywed game, but for the kids.
It was so cute. But he said his favorite color was blue, and I'm like, no.
Well, not for sweaters.
His favorite color is red.
Every time.
We know this.
I knit him a sweater.
That, right?
I let him come in here, and he has free reign of the whole store, DK or above. Not super bulky. Right? So DK, worsted, bulky, anything you want, I will knit you a sweater in. Red.
He always picks red.
He always picks
every
red.
time.
And it looks great on him.
Yes, it does look great on him. His favorite color is not blue. And also his favorite food is not biscuits, it's steak.
Oh, biscuits? That's so funny.
Yes. I'm like, whatever.
I think when kids do things they also can be influenced by what other kids are talking about too. It's like, I love ham and biscuits or whatever.
Well, and he said his favorite outdoor game is kicking a ball on top of the roof.
Nice.
That one I believe.
You're like, no, that
one we agree on.
That's scant.
Right, exactly.
So what pattern are you using for a sweater?
This I'm using Tin Can Knits Hush pattern.
Ooh, is that one of the new ones?
It is. It's from their Lazy Sunday pattern collection.
Pretty.
So,
whoops.
tell me, is that 12:30?
12:30.
Ah! Okay, I gotta hurry up. This one is actually written for a little bit heavier gauge. I'm making the adult, I talked about this last time, making the adult extra small, which at a tighter gauge should fit him. I actually tried it on him when I was here at the store. He was also here. I'll show you a picture. It fits on him pretty nicely. I put the pearl strings in, tried it on. But I just love the way this cable is turning out.
Yeah, it looks really beautiful.
As I said, I'm traveling again next week. So my goal for the week is to get this yoke done, the cabled yoke done, which I'm about 10 rows from finishing the cable yoke. And this is going to be my live conference and plain and all that knitting. And I think I might be able to finish a sweater.
Nice.
Right? Like a worsted sweater in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For a kid.
For a kid. Yeah. Totally.
Should be good. And he'll be there, which is also good. So if I can finish
bring pearl strings
body, then I can try it on. Yeah, and I will bring my pearl strings, because then I'll get the sleeves to a point where I think they should be, and then I'll have to go home and probably wrap it up when I get home, just to check that the cuff length is right.
Yeah.
But it should be good. So that's my plan on this, which means I'll have it finished before I do the
flax thing.
Yeah, do my flax live.
Yay! So
which starts in November.
I was gonna say your flax live. Tell a little bit about what that is.
So I left the skein of yarn at home, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna do a little 1-minute preview.
That's a good idea.
Just to show these are my materials. This is what I'm doing. Blah blah blah. So I have a jumbo skein of Gauge Dye Works, right? That was specially dyed for a flax sweater for a kid, size 4 to 6. And you have to knit that size sweater with that skein of yarn, that pattern,
and get engaged.
Turn out right. Yes,
because that automatically stripes.
Yes, it has a striped yoke, and then it's a blue sweater with green cuffs.
So cute.
But yeah, Charlie is a size 4 now, so I've already missed the Eric window. Eric's a size 8. I've missed the window for him. So if I want to hit a Charlie and Teddy window, I have to knit this for Charlie
now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to miss 2 years of him wearing it and 2 years of Teddy wearing it, which is always my goal, to get at least 2 kids way out of a sweater, unless it's a baby sweater. So yeah, I have to knit it. So as motivation, y'all are my motivation, because every Tuesday in November and into December, I'll be knitting on flax.
And live on our YouTube.
Live on YouTube, 7 to 8.
7 to 8 Eastern.
8 to 9. 8 to 9 Eastern.
8 to 9 Eastern.
8 to 9 Eastern. 7 to 8 Central.
There you go.
So if you subscribe to this channel, you'll get a notification.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
And you can always go back and watch it after.
And you can set a notification just for that live, I think, too. I think I've done that before.
Yeah, I think you can set it for just live.
So that'll be good. So that'll be fun.
Oh, excellent.
And I have one more whip. Ooh! It's almost a finished object. But,
right.
I ran out of yarn.
Aww.
So, I am knitting Hoagie Locatelli's Lone Skein Shawl. Super fun. This was my conference project all of September and into October. And I just finished it last night. Well, I would have finished it, right? And it has this little, it's great. I knit it in the Dreaming Colors Smushy Cashmere, which we just got in this fall. And it's meant to use one 400-yard skein of yarn. And
Amanda generally gets gauge. Amanda is not a loose knitter or anything.
No, I don't. I think this is the right gauge. Yeah. And this is a 420-yard skein.
So if you're doing this and you only have one skein of yarn, maybe cut this garter section a little short.
Right. Or, and so I didn't even finish the last wedge. So this wedge here is supposed to be 15 rows, or 15 repeats, and it's 16. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Wow.
So I finished considerably short. I'm like 10 rows short on this pattern.
But it's a short row short, right? It's not.
Right, yeah. It's just short rows, but they get quite long over here. It's almost the length, because each time you're going a certain number further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's basically, 8, 10 full rows. But the last one, I was like, I'm going to run out of yarn before I finish one more row. Why don't I just go across and then I'll bind off on the way back? And I misjudged. I should have done that a row sooner because I'm out.
And you are doing picots. It's got a picot edge.
Yeah, it's got picots, but they're super easy to do the way she did them.
Yeah, and I like the way they're spaced too.
Yeah.
I hate when it's like a picot with like 2 stitches between them.
Oh, too many picots.
Too many picots. I mean, it looks pretty, but it's just painful to do.
And she also, if you have extra yarn, you can
well, I mean, some skeins are 460 yards or something,
right?
You know, so
then you can do tassels on each one.
Cute.
Oh, cute.
So I think my
it'd be
plan
fun to do that in a complementary color too.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So I have yarn left over from a couple of projects. First, I have yarn left over from my what I was thinking before I started the bind off was I have yarn left over from my Miss May. The lavender could look really pretty with this to finish the wedge.
Yeah.
But then I decided against that, and I just because I was going to keep this in the store as a store sample of the smushy. I don't want like a material part of the pattern like a different color.
Yeah.
If it's supposed to be a sample of the smushy. But then I thought I have leftover of my Holland Sophie, which I think is going to be a good.
Yeah, it's
like
close. It's
just for the bind off.
Yeah. I've definitely done that on shawls. My first Reina, I think. I was running out on that, and I just picked something that I had that was similar in color, and you can't even tell. You really can't.
Yeah. See, this is like 465 yards. I bet you could get the whole
out of that
shawl out of the 465.
Yeah.
Maybe she said 400 meters.
Maybe.
Oh,
it's possible.
Yeah.
That could happen.
That could be.
Because I'm looking now, 425 meters equals 465 yards. 100 grams.
I bet it was meters.
Could be.
Yeah. I bet so. Anyway, if you have 380 in your skein, get 2.
You're not going to have enough.
Get 2. But anyway, it was a super
pick
fun.
a contrasting or cut your garters.
It was super fun. Yeah.
Shorter. It looks really cute.
That's sweet.
It feels delightful.
Yeah, it does. And
it really does.
It's just definitely like a little
like a little wrappy.
Yep.
Jewelry replacement.
Yes. I like that.
Cool.
Awesome. Do you have any other? So that'll be a finished object probably. Next time we see you later.
Oh well, yes, later today. It would have been a finished object last night, and I'd have had 2 finished objects, one of which I brought. If I had had the Holland Sophie with me, which I didn't. But and plus, I sort of wanted to bring it and show you.
It's good to talk through the
strategy.
So we should talk a little bit about what we have new in store.
I think I'm 40 minutes late. Remind me.
All right. So Jen and I will wrap up. All right. So Amanda had to run off to her meeting.
She had to run, but we can talk about a couple of things. Should we talk new in store?
Let's talk new in store.
Let's talk new in store.
So we're still getting in some lovely things for the fall, and one of them is Woolfolk 2. Which is spelled T-A-G-E, but we have been informed is pronounced like it's spelled T-U.
T-U, exactly, which I was like, I would have said Taj.
Or,
But it's not. Taj, Woolfolk, but it's 2. And it is...
Patty, one of our customers who actually was in Sweden recently and is of Swedish heritage, informed us that 2 is the correct pronunciation.
Yes.
As well as Woolfolk.
So this is 75% Ovis 21 Ultimate Merino and 25% mohair. And it is, what weight is this?
A couple more.
It is, oh my goodness.
I think it's bulky.
I think it's
worsted. 142. Is it worsted? Yeah.
Yeah, 16
to 20 stitches. Yep.
16 to 20 stitches
more like
per 4
worsted
inches.
Aran. Yeah.
Yeah. Knit on a 6 to 8. How pretty would a Felix
I just was thinking, I wonder if I could wear it. I wonder if 25% mohair is...
because it's so pretty. So this is a great way to
make a hat first.
Kind of like that fuzzy look.
Yeah.
That mohairy look without having to actually hold
carry an extra strand
together. And of course, because it's Woolfolk, the colors are gorgeous.
Lovely. Especially if you like that subtle kind of tonal palette.
Like this one is so pretty. So you have your Woolfolk colors. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors of this.
Which I think is the full range. I think at least when we ordered it, it's the full range. Yeah.
I mean, they're so pretty and like the halo is just gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. Like, this one is so pretty.
One of us will have to make a store sample, at least of a hat or something.
Yeah.
With this. And maybe I should do it to see if I can tolerate it.
So does mohair bother you the same way that alpaca does?
Yes, it does.
I have to say,
sheep are like the only fiber animals that don't make me sneeze and get itchy and red. Oh, thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Good thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because mohair sometimes bothers me, but
it's so soft.
This is so woolfolk soft.
And you know what's interesting?
If you felt woolfolk, you know what we're talking about.
See, when I feel mohair, it does feel soft to me, but I've had people come into the store and say they feel it and it feels itchy to them.
Really?
Which is, I wonder if it's like contact dermatitis type stuff or something.
It could be. Well, I mean, the mohair goat fibers are very long, so maybe it could be like cut edges. Maybe.
No,
I'm just arranging these in like a...
Oh, yeah. In
like a spectrum-y. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah, that one's the darkest. Yeah, blue or like a steel
gray
or
steel gray. It's so pretty.
So pretty.
So that's new in store. So look for that on our either our woolfolk wall or cabinet.
I think it'll be in the cabinet.
Probably in the cabinet. But it's so pretty. And of course, woolfolk has such a great eye for fiber and a great eye for color. Love it. Love it. And we should talk about our winner from last time.
We should.
For our drawing.
So last time the prize was a skein of Laine du Nord sock yarn, either a cone or a ball. We have the two different ones that we showed you.
I love those.
And our winner is Stacy Sinoski. Our question last time was about Rhinebeck. Are you going to Rhinebeck? If not, what are you doing? So Stacy said, and Amanda will pop it in here, but she had an interesting answer. And actually, there was a reason that her husband might want to go to the area too. So check that out for sure.
Awesome! Congratulations, Stacy!
Congratulations, Stacy! Let us know. Take a look at our website. All the Laine du Nord yarns are up there now. Let us know which cone or ball you would like of those sock yarns.
And just a reminder, guys, if you are pulled as a winner, you need to contact us. We can get you your prize.
Yes. Well, and actually, our winner from the previous episode, who is local-ish, did come in yesterday, Ellen Zotti, and she picked out her dash yarn.
Congratulations,
she got the
Ellen!
Yeah, so...
That's awesome.
Yeah, very nice.
So let's see, what's today's question?
I think today's question should be, what's your favorite fall activity? Like we talked about, pumpkin picking, apple picking, going to yarn fiber festivals.
I would count eating an apple cider donut as a fall activity.
There you go. Exactly. Or is there something that we missed that is your favorite fall activity?
I know. What is your favorite fall activity?
So I think that's good. We're still going to have enough, we've got all of November to go after this comes out. So
totally.
And the prize is going to be a skein of any Nora yarn that we carry. So, any of these, and a lot of these are, like 200 grams.
Yeah,
they're double skeins basically.
That is a really great prize.
Yeah,
and go poke around on the website, take a look at what the options are. We got some good ones. And what's your favorite fall activity?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I love it.
So there's that.
Excellent.
So
don't forget, guys, like and subscribe, and then you can also see Kathleen's vlog all about Rhinebeck and everyone she saw and met and her videos, which I'm looking forward to see because I've seen some of your photos, but not all of them.
Yeah, and I haven't even rewatched the videos since I shot them, so I'm definitely going to need to do that.
Yeah.
Store's closed today. I'll do that this afternoon. Yeah. So that's good. So I think that's it from us this episode. Cool. And thank you, as always, for watching. It was so great to meet so many of you at Rhinebeck and the other festivals. It was, maybe next year.
Next year.
Actually, next year is probably going to be Ollie's birthday weekend.
What
is his birthday?
This is the 23rd.
Yeah, it's like 20, 21, 22 or something.
That's the hard thing is that it's so right, close to my little's birthday that, parties.
Yeah. Yeah, and just
overlap. Yeah. Depending on the schedule, we can do. But
should
be fun. Can start planning for next year if that works. And
Amanda's definitely planning to be there next year, and I think I'm going to go ahead and book something like now as well for next year, so we can make more of a like stay for multiple days event of it. What I did was a lot of fun. It was great, but it would be even more relaxing and fun to be able to, you know, and like Seisha did. She stayed in the house for multiple days with a whole group.
It looked great.
They cooked. They had like a knit night every night, of course. You know, it just such a great way to relax with fiber friends.
It really is.
Right?
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can get a jump start on my FOMO or my ROMO, reality of missing out. I like that one. I know. Cool. Oh well. But thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for watching.
And don't forget to comment below to win your
choice of any
choice of Noro.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.